They used to say to ye starve 9 times in 3 days. But times have changed. Ye caught the small fish through the fish cage. I don't even have to clean my guts. Put it straight in your mouth. I didn't realize the crunch had a fishy taste. Of course it's just a snack. He also caught a crocodile in a trap. Look at that white meat. You don't have to put anything on it. Respect for the meat is the original. The familiar chicken flavor and the laughter. There's dessert after the meal. Oh, this is so delicious. Man, it smells good across the screen. So, you don't think about going hungry. And now I'm going back to my old job. We'll face the harsh environment alone. 10 days in Colombian waters. I just got in here, and I'm feeling really hot. It is said that there was a mountain fire a few days ago. It hasn't been extinguished yet. Yi felt it was very exciting. It's been a long time since I've eaten alone in the wild. The food here is very rich. To avoid being bitten by poisonous snakes, he put on his boots. I'm getting on in years, after all. Day is more concerned about safety now. The original copy starts upstream, but it's so dry out here. The water was so low that it was difficult for the boat to move. He chose Dash to go there. I really understand life more and more. Now you can see the fire in the distance. Farmers used to set fire to their grass at this time, but it's been so dry this year, causing the fire that was getting fiercer and fiercer. There's no way to put it out right now. You have to be careful in your own life. Otherwise, it won't look good on the hair. In addition to the basic survival gear, you don't need anything. Although said such a challenge. Yi has attended many times. But every time I come here, it's very exciting. That was nothing at first sight. He has to get up high to know where to go, okay. Not so much on the prairie. It feels more like a desert. The package contained only filming equipment and a first aid kit. Nothing else is needed at all. Yi can be said to be the first man to shoot the wilderness vlog. All kinds of lenses that's a handle. He was just about to jump into the challenge. I didn't think I'd run into a snake. This is going to be so delicious when you grill it. To give the audience a better view, put it straight on the stick and put it on the snake side. You can see it here. Apparently the fire drove them here. Too bad it's not time to cook. Or he's going to eat it. We're only an hour away from dark. Take the time to look at the rocks. Filming by drone. This looks really not easy. I'm exhausted just trying to get up here. Now look for a place to spend the night. So far, the forest is all right. It's just that the river is 10 kilometers away. It's a little closer to the left. Tak can see the fire in the distance now. Plus, the water runs out fast. He decided to take off the cactus and taste it. This is not like the jungle. Water is very scarce, so you can't miss a cactus. Just take the rock and throw it at it. You'll find the white flesh inside. It really doesn't taste good. It's just a little bit of hydration. Tak thinks it tastes like cucumbers. Bite after bite. Totally immersed in the food. Wait until it gets a little darker. The fire in the distance looked even more obvious. They didn't want to risk going into the jungle. Just stay where you are tonight. It's been a long time. He felt young again. You don't have to worry about catching cold. It feels like a furnace right now. After a night's rest. In good spirits. We're definitely going to the water source today. Just complain about how hot it was in here. Unexpectedly, a light rain began to fall. This is really not a script. Day didn't expect this either. The challenge suddenly increased a lot. This made him feel even more excited. We need to get out of here right now. Be very careful going down the rock face. If I fall on it, I can't handle my old back. Now it is raining lightly, and I feel very comfortable. There's a lot of food in the jungle. Flowers like this are pretty good. Oh, you're doing it again. The camera constantly shows delicious food to eat. Every now and then you can hear him laughing. What's interesting is there's feces not far ahead. It's been a while though, but he smelled it. You don't have to taste it to know it's a cougar. Hold the camera yourself. It's hard to get rid of them with one hand. Man, you can do it with your hands. The rain has stopped now. Dee thought it was too hot. The worst thing is that the wind changes direction. The fire is coming his way. Everywhere you go, nothing grows. Don't look like you've got some distance. If this wind were any stronger, I think I'm going to turn into a roast. Dee speed away from the fire. I've been on so many challenges. First time this close to a fire. The burning smells really bad. The animals around are also moving closer to the water. The flames blocked the path of Dee. Just a little bit of a detour. Fortunately, there's a river here. There's a lot of fish waiting for him inside. The water is cold enough now. I can't wait to be immersed in water like this every day. Even the indigenous people drink from the water. It's not a problem for him. After a brief rest, I plan to swim down the river. The water is not flowing very fast now. If there's something to float on, it saves energy. It can also avoid being attacked by snakes in the water. Let's do it. Go ashore and start collecting materials. Stuff it all in the bag. Day was also very sweet to set the camera angle. Anyone else would have just walked away. It's nice to go down the river. He didn't forget to look around for food, did he? Palm fruit like this is good. Mainly eat the green flesh inside. It's a little bit like a kiwi. sweet and sour like first love taste. You can collect more and eat on the way. After a short supply, we continue on our way. The tour alone takes about 4 hours. I feel like I'm getting fat down there. It's time to find a place to build shelter. There's a grilled fish buffet over here. You can put in your stomach on the hour. Fishing and catching are too inefficient. This is going straight to the whole fishing cage. It's going to be a bunch of them. You really just need your hands. Fishing cages are not difficult to weave. It's the familiar funnel type. You can't turn around once the fish come in. Well, it wouldn't be the first time I've done it, but it takes time to knit. That's a rough sketch in 6 hours. It's basically just weaving over and over again. Day was in a good mood and got abstract. It looks like it's getting dark soon. Have to find out where to sleep. After all, the water is next door. There must be animals roaming around at night. The best way is to surround it with thorny branches. I mean, it doesn't seem like much use, but at least we can block it. The Yi is confident in the shortest possible time. Don't ask, why so confident? Because his name is the Yi and he's not afraid of hunger. The only thing that makes me unhappy, I just didn't get the fishing gear. Or we can recreate fire worship tonight. It's a little different than the original plan. If it wasn't for the fire, he should have crossed the prairie long ago. Farther into the forest, I think. It's still too open. There are not many tall trees around. It's not a place for people to stay long. Before you know it, the third day has come. Dirt didn't get much rest last night. I've got bugs sticking to me all the time. After a simple wash, continued to finish the fishing cage. It also took a lot of time and effort. The finished product looks pretty good. We don't know if we're going to make it. The previous fruit would have been perfect for bait. It's sweet and sour and delicious. I don't think any fish would say no. Just stay still for a while. You can stop by then. About an hour or so. The Yi picked up the fishing cage and found nothing. It was immediately clear that something was wrong. There must be something wrong, right? He's going to throw all the fruit in. The fish here is smaller. To this end, weeds are added as obstacles. However, after adjustment, it does not work. I don't even know if it's his fault. The mood is getting a little low. He thought it was a bad place to live. All we can do is get closer to the river. To avoid dehydration in the body, Master Da is going to leave at night. You don't really recommend going out in the dark. That's why I don't care about the animals around me. The sun was just getting ready to go home from work. Day's already packing up and walking through the jungle. You can see the jungle right over there. I'm confident we'll make it before nightfall. I had no problem walking all the way there. It just takes a little too much energy. He had to stop for a rest. Day thinks he's getting old. The shelter would have been ready a long time ago. Now, he was going to look at the trees. Here's the awkward part. The moon doesn't work at night. Right now, it's just the light from the camera. It's been a long time since Master Da traveled like this. I feel nervous and excited. It's been 4 hours today. He thought we should leave it at that. I sat down in a random place. I'm going to sleep here tonight. I am not the same as when I was young. In the past, it was just a matter of cutting to the chase. Now I prefer to plan before I act. I don't know what you think. Is the master becoming stable or becoming obedient? No matter what, he's confident of completing the challenge, right? Soon came the 4th day. I had a good night's rest. The stomach was already rumbling with hunger. He's going to see what the jungle has to offer. Every now and then you can hear a little ticking. When I looked over, it was a river. The fish in the water is big and beautiful. The Yi felt that his happiness had returned. Under the give-and-take laughter, the cage is placed in the water again to wait for the fish. Since fruit can't be bait, let's replace it with a termite nest. Tak is confident he can get the fish back together. If this doesn't catch any fish, I'll eat the rest of the termites myself. The Yi also found the local characteristic fruit. Good to eat is good to lose hair. He doesn't want to lose his hair. I'm going to process it into bowls. About an hour later, time to see how the fish cage is doing. Does anyone think there's fish in there to eat? I heard the laughter of the master. I'll know there's food. Don't look at all is a small one. It's enough for him to eat. I don't even have to cook it on fire. Just put it in your mouth and you're done. All of this adds up to about 10 grams. A little exercise will probably wear it out. Day thought the cage would last longer. I'm sure we'll get more fish. He wasn't content to eat it raw. Start gathering the ingredients for the fire to grill the fish. Although this wood is not suitable for drilling fire. But the Yi thought of using the drawstring of his pants. A little bit of work will turn it into a bow drill. To avoid setting this place on fire, you must pay attention to the wind when building a fire. Can't light the rest of the place on fire. He built a little platform. That way the fire is much safer. Keep putting sand on top of the bark. Can effectively block the flame lattice. The water is next door. I can't imagine anything burning up, making a fire in such a dry environment. I mean, if I had hands, bring the flame and light it. It went a lot better than I thought it would. 2 more little fish from the cage. Just skewer them and cook them. The fish is getting better and better as it's roasted. The Yi put the meat straight into his mouth. I couldn't help laughing. That's all crunched to the bone. The meat really gets better with each bite. I'm just curious. I didn't even gut him. Is there really nothing wrong with eating this way? That's how I'm going to show it off anyway. What you need to survive in the wild right now. He already has it all. Then you can enjoy it. Soon came the 5th day. Yi did not sleep very well because I was happy to eat fish all night. He thinks he'll catch the fish later. The whole person that is very excited. Master de cracked open the hair loss fruit. Take the shell and use it as a container. I'm sure some people would say it's fine. He says he still has some hair. Only a smart person can see it. The shell needs to be burned with charcoal, not only to ensure that after use without hair loss, it can also be reinforced to make it more durable. It doesn't look like much on the surface, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's not so much just fish. I want you to see what you can eat around here. Just arrived to explore the neighborhood. I saw cashews down there. Look around for a bunch of them, and there's plenty of fresh on the tree. The stomach can't stand eating it raw. It's better if it's lightly roasted and sautéed. If you're as good as Dirk, what's the big deal about eating it raw? It was just a little numb for a while. The fire is burning to coals. Just put the cashews on for a while. I'll get a lot of strength back. Yi also found earthworm droppings lying around. See that smile on his face? I knew the worm was going to suffer. You just dig and you get a big worm. Just squeeze the dirty stuff out of it. Isn't that a prime steak for Durham? You don't even have to clean the dirt off it. Just put it in your mouth and chew. Instantly feel a fishy smell rush to the forehead. The dirt must be removed from it. Otherwise, it's really hard. It does look a little gross. You'll know when you put it in your mouth. This will make it even more disgusting. Even a top foodie thinks it's bad. You can imagine how bad it is. To get the stink out of my mouth. Keep cracking open the cashews and chewing them in your mouth. Instantly feel the mouth is fragrant. I usually sleep on the floor. It's time for me to reward myself with a bed. He needs to lie down and rest too. This is the most comfortable place to drive around. Just put poles between the trees. Form a triangular bed. It must be nice to lie on. Let's do it. Let's do it. You don't need a knife. It can break branches easily with its weight. It's too fragile. He's going to need some stronger branches. Using stones and branches to form an axe. Finally, it is fixed with vines. Although it doesn't look very sharp, but it hit the top pretty good. You can get it off like this. There are no problems other than tiredness. I work from morning till night. Finish the moment comfortable. It's really nice to lie on. If we put it on the roof again, he feels like he can stay here for the last month. But the happiness did not last long. There was a violent noise during the night. Scared Yi to look around. Maybe it's a mountain lion delivering food. I really don't want to eat barbecue. Come over for dinner next time. Dirk's been in this place for 6 days. Wake up to roasted cashews and a whole glass of cashew juice. This is so much better than the fried bean milk. The little days are getting more and more comfortable. I think it feels good. He left a camera nearby to shoot. Check back tomorrow and see if anything wakes up. I mean, there's food on this side of the cage. But that's not enough. To improve the efficiency of exploration, he chose technology directly to change his life. Using drones to find food to eat. Oh my God, I got a lot of tech on him. He found a swamp over there. The food resources must be much better than here. Master Da is going over there tomorrow. I recovered the drone and started eating again. The ripe fruit is sweet. The thought it was better than candy. Immediately gather some more for tomorrow. The challenge continues on the 7th day. Tack, look at the camera. What do you see? I don't think I felt anything. It was supposed to be just another day. I didn't think a cougar was actually coming. Yi was suddenly amused. I don't know if this is going to end up on a sewing machine. The fire drove the animals in. It's especially dangerous to travel at night. People still have to be careful, unless you have the strength of day. Maybe you should just hit the like button. Get to the swamp while you can. Everything's burned clean. It's the riverside that's protected. I was going to say there's going to be a lot of animals. I didn't expect to find a turtle. If not the law protects it, I would have cooked it myself. My mouth is almost watering. There's really a lot of food around, but most of them are protected by law. I mean, I really want to be an outlaw fanatic. Those are very rare delicacies. He's going to set a trap for the crocodile. Like here, the stream is so wide. Crocodiles like to come out of here. I want you to give me a noose trap over here. The success rate must be very high. Add small fish as bait. Dave felt the alligator meat in his mouth. The trap wasn't too complicated this time. Using the saplings as springs. Once the crocodile touches, you're going to hold it up high. You can eat whatever you want then. The noose must be made strong to make sure it bounces back fast enough. He also treated the surrounding area. Add a perimeter fence for guidance. I'm sure the crocodiles will eat when they come. Can't imagine any reason to fail. It was a joyful laugh. He's thinking about going back to the whole grill. For Yi, wilderness survival challenges are the process of constantly surpassing yourself. No matter how many times it's challenged. I'm still as excited as I was the first time. I wish I could keep doing this until I can. The challenge continued on the 8th day. First thing I do when I wake up is check for traps. It rained a little last night. I don't think it's going to affect the gators. Suddenly I saw a situation at the trap. Oh my god, I really caught him. Even though there's no knife in his hand. But with a crocodile this small, just pinch it with your hands. Use sharp branches and stones. He sent the gator away in a flash. Durham's hands were shaking with excitement. Long-lost barbecue freedom. He wants to eat the meat before it stinks. Using small stones to make axes for cutting. It's more of a smash than a chop. The drier he gets in the rain, the happier he gets. He's confident he'll finish the crocodile later. White flour meat, who see not confused. Cooked directly on the fire. The more roast the meat, the better. The smile on his lips was unbearable. This is the right way to open for wilderness survival. Crocodile meat that's really sweet. No seasoning at all. The meat alone overwhelms the taste buds. Except for the familiar chicken smell. There's a hint of umami from the fish. Yi felt that the challenge had been met. Leave the fish in the cage for the right people to eat. He also made his own fig jam to accompany the cashews. The level of happiness that is straight full. If only the challenge were longer. Yi thought he could eat better. The adventures of youth. Compare that to the current adventure. Although he is old, but the experience and the process. It's really very enjoyable. Yi Real name recommend everyone to come and experience. Maybe it's old age. It's really easier to get sentimental than ever. Most of life now is ups and downs. But there's a lot to learn from it. Experience all kinds of different feelings. I'll dry up this chicken soup. Feel free. Before you know it, the 10th day has come. Yi is in a very excited mood. It's not just crocodile meat. Because the rain put out the fire. Things are looking up. Reward yourself with a bath. Well, I guess I like being around here. Happy time is always so short. It's time to go home again. Enjoy the natural scenery while walking. Soon came to the appointment of the boat home. I wonder where Yi will venture next. Let's wait and see.